Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the really fascinating world of AstroVastu. It's this incredible system that basically blends the ancient wisdom of the stars with the energetic blueprint of your very own home.
So let me just start by asking you this. Is your home aligned with the cosmos? It sounds like a huge question, right? But it gets to the absolute heart of this entire practice. The core idea here is that your living space isn't just a random bunch of walls and furniture. Nope. It's actually a mirror, and it's reflecting a much grander cosmic plan. One that was set in motion the very moment you were born.
So how do we connect those two things? Well, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start up in the stars and get a handle on your personal astrological map. Then we'll bring it down to Earth and see how that map translates to your home's layout. After that, we'll look at what happens when things go wrong, how to fix them with some pretty simple remedies, and finally, how to start reading the subtle signs the universe is sending you every single day.
All right, first things first, we have to start with this foundational concept from Vedic astrology. Every single one of us has a unique cosmic blueprint. Just think of it like a personalized life map that was created at the exact moment of our birth. It outlines our strengths, our challenges, and our destiny.
So the first step in reading this map is just understanding its basic structure. Your astrological chart is divided into 12 sections called bavas or houses. And a really good way to think about this is to imagine your life is like a big building with 12 different rooms. Each room has a purpose and governs a different part of your life, from your personality in the first house to your career in the 10th.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Within this system, planets have a home base, an astrological sign they naturally rule. And when a planet is hanging out in its own sign, it's known as suvagrahi, and it becomes incredibly powerful. The best analogy for it is a king sitting on his own throne, able to use his full authority and just give the best possible results.
And to really get this, we have to know the key players, right? For example, you have Jupiter, also known as Guru, who's all about knowledge and wisdom, expanding whatever it touches. Then you've got Saturn, or Shani, the great teacher, who brings structure and discipline through karma. And of course Mars, called Mangal, who gives us that raw energy, courage, and drive to actually get things done.
Okay, so that's the cosmic map. But how does that translate to our physical world? Well, that's where Vastu Shastra comes in. It's this ancient Indian science of architecture, and it shows us exactly how to design our physical spaces to be in perfect harmony with all those energies of the universe.
At the absolute core of Vastu are the 5 fundamental elements, or Panch Tattva. Every single direction in your home is linked to one of these elements. So achieving a harmonious life really means making sure these elemental energies are balanced and correctly placed inside your home.
Let's make this real with a super practical example. The kitchen. The southeast is the zone of fire, or Agni, which makes it the perfect spot. A kitchen there supports good health, good cash flow, all that positive energy. But put that same kitchen in the northeast, the zone of water, and boom, you've created a clash. Fire and water do not mix. And that kind of imbalance can show up as arguments, health issues, and money problems.
And this idea of alignment goes right down to the smallest details. For instance, having a dahali, which is a raised threshold at your main entrance, is seen as way more than just an architectural feature. It's a symbol that the home is grounded in its cultural traditions and spiritual values, and it creates this clear, protective boundary between the outside world and the sacred space inside. So what happens when things are, well, not aligned? Both our astrological charts and our homes can have flaws, which are known as doshas, or afflictions. And these create obstacles and disharmony when those cosmic and physical energies start to clash.
In astrology, a classic example of this is the Kal-Sarp Yoga. This happens when all the planets in a birth chart get trapped between Rahu and Ketu, these two powerful cosmic points often called shadow planets. This kind of arrangement can create this feeling of being hemmed in, where your progress in life just feels constantly blocked or subject to these fated struggles.
You can also get conflict when planets with totally opposing natures are forced to share the same space, or house, in your chart. Just imagine putting fiery, aggressive Mars in the same room as the cool, emotional Moon. Their energies are just fundamentally incompatible, right? And that cosmic tension can absolutely manifest as real-world conflict and imbalance in that area of your life. But here is the good news. These misalignments are not permanent sentences. Not at all. Both astrology and Vastu offer simple, practical remedies that can correct these energy flows and bring that balance back to your life and your home.
A really common Vastu problem is a poorly placed staircase. If it's in the wrong zone, it can literally act like an energy drain, causing all the positive energy, the wealth, the opportunities inside the home to just flow downwards and right out the door.
But check out this fascinating remedy for that. To fix it, you can create an energy-correcting grid right under the first step. The source text suggests you place quartz crystals to stabilize the energy. Then arrange 9 small turtle figures to symbolically slow that downward drain, and finally, cover the whole thing with copper pyramids to amplify and redirect that energy flow back upwards. How cool is that?
And remedies don't have to be super complex. For a common problem like, say, disturbed sleep, ancient texts suggest a really simple fix using Gomti chakras. These are rare, sacred shells that are believed to absorb negative energy. And the key here is the number. You just place 5 of them near your bed to create this protective, peaceful field that helps you get some really restful sleep.
Even nature offers its own powerful remedies. The Shami plant, for instance, is said to please the planet Saturn and help remove obstacles from important life events. And then there's Tulsi, or holy basil. If you place it near your entrance, it acts like a natural purifier, cleansing all the energy that comes into your home.
Okay, finally, let's just step back and look at the bigger picture here. Because once you start thinking in terms of energy, you begin to notice the subtle messages your environment is sending you all the time through signs and omens.
This ancient wisdom suggests that even events that seem totally random actually carry meaning. Take the common omen of a cat crossing your path. If it moves from your right to your left, that's considered a good sign, kind of like a green light for whatever you're about to do. But if it crosses from your left to your right, that's a cosmic stop sign, a little warning to maybe pause and reconsider your plans. Ultimately, all of this comes down to a single practice: just paying attention. The principles of AstroVastu show that our internal world, our cosmic blueprint, and our external world, our physical home, are basically 2 sides of the same energetic coin. One always reflects the other. By learning this language of energy, you can start to see your world not as a random collection of events, but as a living, breathing map that is constantly communicating with you. So the real question is, what is your environment trying to tell you?